This actually even feels a bit awkward. I was gonna make myself a cup of tea. Do I want some tea? Some herbal tea. You can make yourself some herbal tea. Get a drink. I don't think it's gonna be too long of a chat, but it's gonna be a chat. Where have I been? My hair has gone. My life has changed. I'm sure some of you have heard. I separated from Carl. Lion has started school. I remember the last time, I'm looking in the wrong place. All right, let's look at the right place. So much has happened. And I've been so nervous about coming back to YouTube. I've been feeling like, what am I gonna say? Do I have anything to say? Let me stop clapping because the sound's gonna be picking that up. But yeah, like, do I have anything to say? I've been thinking about, you know what this channel's been about. And you know, like, obviously it started off with me and Carl being married and the wedding video going viral, and we gained so many of you here. And you know, it's been a journey. Carl then weren't on the channel as much, and it was just kind of now my channel, but obviously he still featured a Lion and etc. And it was also just like us sharing our story, where we've come from, where we are now, the journey, and a lot of like motivation, inspiration. But when something like what's happened happens, it's like, where's the inspiration coming from? And I'm a firm believer, especially now even more so, about like, how can you pour from an empty cup? So I've been away for what, like, I feel like it's 2 years. Wow. It doesn't even feel like that. It doesn't actually even feel like that. My last video was probably in COVID. A lot's happened. And I did a video regarding me and Carl's separation, our breakup, on Brini Lee's channel. So please go and check that out. Watch this video first, but check that out. Because even though that was quite a long while ago now too, that's probably like 7-8 months ago, I do speak a lot about what happened. And I will speak a bit on that here. And if you want me to go into more detail, I feel like I can. I feel like I'm ready. I feel like I'm ready to talk. I'm ready to speak. But yeah, marriage is not for children. Let's just say that. Marriage is not for children. And even probably from Brini Lee's video. All right, guys, let's put our phone on silent also. When you first break up with someone, especially I feel like where I was in my journey of life, you break up with them and you do a lot of blaming. Sometimes, not all the time. Like I said, where I was in my journey, you do a lot of blaming. You do a lot of, well, if they did this more, if they were like this more, and then this maybe, do you get what I mean? And then you take some steps back, you look at yourself, you look at where you are, you look at what you've done, you look at who you are as a person, you get therapy, you pray, you speak to people. Once you've done all of that, you get to where I am at now, and you realize that, honestly, the reason for me and Carl's breakup, a lot of you know, if you've watched the videos before, that he is on the spectrum, the autism spectrum, Asperger's, yeah, and dyspraxic. So in the beginning of our relationship, we didn't have a clue about that stuff. Like, I had a feeling that I might be, I'm not going to say on the spectrum because I got told off for that, I'm not on the spectrum, but I had a feeling that I might have ADHD, and that was all it was. I had ADHD, and I just saw that as an attention span thing. Those of you who have ADHD or understand about ADHD, you know, or you've had the child in school that you went to school with that had ADHD, it was all about attention, losing it, like, very like, can't keep focused, stay focused. That was me as a child, losing everything, all of that. I didn't understand the emotional sides of ADHD. So again, I don't want this video to be too long, but in the comments below, please comment if you want to know more about this stuff. If you yeah, just comment on videos you want to see, because I will go into depth and detail about different things, but I just kind of want to do a brief overview of where I've been. So with ADHD, I didn't realize the emotional sides of ADHD. I didn't realize that there's rejection that can come with ADHD. I didn't realize so much, and I think after separating from Carl, I understood that more about myself. Also trauma. A lot of you have seen my TEDx talk where I've spoken about how many times I've moved around, my mum being evicted, my mum and dad breaking up, also my mum passing, so much trauma, yeah, and little things that had happened growing up, etc., that I didn't take into account for where I was. All those old traumas, if not dealt with, if not spoken about, if kind of like put to the back of your conscious, like your subconscious, or like put under a rug, you often are still dealing with those things and just carrying on with life. And I feel like that's what I did. Yeah, so I feel like now at a place where I'm at, I've realized that in the marriage we were two children who didn't really understand each other. Carl got diagnosed with dyspraxia still. I don't even know if he's got, I think he did get a diagnosis of the Asperger's, but yeah, he got diagnosed with dyspraxia later on, just before we got married. And then people will always say, so why did you get married? Because we were children. Okay, and I don't blame that even on him, more so because we spoke. I knew how hard it was being married to someone on the spectrum, and then myself being ADHD. But I still thought, you know, it'd been so long and I thought it would work. I thought it could work. Me and Carl had an amazing friendship. Amazing friendship. So, yeah, I just thought that that would be enough. Love, friendship, faith, yeah, the same views. And again, I didn't realize that at the time going into it. And again, people will say, oh, well, why did you get, just understand, I'm taking ownership for my part of saying I was a child. I thought I was a grown-up, and obviously my age showed I was a grown-up, but mentally, emotionally, I was still very childlike. And I think another thing that I really didn't understand is the fact that we grow and things don't stay the same, and life just goes on. You change, you evolve. The person that Carl met, the woman I was when he met me, was not the woman I was when we separated. Two different people. I grew in a lot of areas, and the man that I met when I married him and we was engaged, etc., two different people. So I think in hindsight now, we grew apart, and I wouldn't say as friends, I'd say we're in the marriage sense. And we got to a point where it was like this, like we got to a point where this is who I am and this is who I am, and we're not making each other happy. And it got to a place where it also got very toxic in terms of arguments, in terms of just everything, and we split. And my advice now to anyone who is in a marriage would always be, and again, I don't have all the answers clearly, but the thing is, I don't have all the answers clearly, but I've learned a lot. So that's something that I want to be sharing on here. Don't separate. Work it out in therapy, or work it in therapy. And yes, talk to your pastor, etc., but also get marriage counseling, marriage therapy, and by an actual counselor. Okay, and that's what I will say, because I think everyone has an opinion. Friends will have an opinion, family will have an opinion, your pastor, unless they're qualified counselors, will have an opinion. But there is some traumas and things that you can work out in therapy, you can speak through in therapy, and then you can choose to go and pray about those things even so. And yeah, I feel like that's not what I did. I feel like I was emotional. I made an emotional choice that, no, I don't do this, I can't do this, it's too much. He at the time was like, yeah, he's not going to change, this is who he is. And I was like, yeah, well, let's just, we separated, then we came back, we spoke a few times, and it was just like, yeah, we're not going to carry on with the marriage. Obviously, that's me and Carl now. We are co-parenting, and we are smashing co-parenting. Although we do have days and times and moments, because yeah, we are two different human beings. I feel like we're doing a good job, and I don't have anything negative to say about Carl in that way. Sometimes our understanding is very different, and it always has been, because again, he's on the spectrum and I am not. And another thing is, what they call it when you are in a marriage with someone that is on Asperger's, is called, how the lady feels, is the Cassandra syndrome. If you ever want me to go into more detail about that, again, drop it in the line below, excuse me. But yeah, it's like you feel lonely, you feel like all these different things. And I think having ADHD and certain traumas didn't help with that part of our marriage. So yeah, we're co-parenting. Lion is flourishing. He just started reception this week. He is 4 years old now, and I can't believe it. And as much as like I'm talking quite like it was and has been one of the hardest times in my life. Like losing my mum was hard. Losing this has been hard. But I guess you got to pick your hard in this life. I say this a lot. You got to choose your hard. I don't want Lion to not have his dad in the house, to be honest. That was one of the biggest things. But I also didn't want to grow Lion up in a toxic environment where he doesn't see a good representation of love, a good representation of, yeah, like what marriage looks like, and where his mum and dad are at loggerheads all the time and hurting each other while trying to love each other. So it was hard, and it's still hard emotionally, mentally, everything. Do you get it? It's a big change, a big jump. Me learning myself, finding myself. Yeah, it's not easy, and it's not been easy, but it's now, sorry guys, I'm fidgeting. It's now been 2 years nearly. No, it was 2 years. No, yeah, 2 years now. So it is obviously, I'm in a completely different space to where I was a year ago, 2 years ago. So yeah, we thank God for that. Am I still Christian? I am. I love God very, very much. And I guess I wouldn't be able to be in the position that I am now just with how I feel if it wasn't for God. I think life and everything that we are faced with as human beings sometimes is a swear word, but I won't use that. And I think sometimes I like, this is a lot. And I was a minister, I was very much in the church and all of that kind of stuff. And I stopped going to the church that I was attending. I lost some faith in people, but you're not supposed to put your faith in people like that anyway. And I think, yeah, I just had like it was a lot. I didn't just go through a marriage breakdown. I broke away from friendships. I broke away from the ministry that I was attending. Like a lot happened. And I guess in that journey, I've just been finding myself and being okay with not being perfect, being okay with not always getting it right. Do I think I'll be a minister again, or I'll enter back into ministry? I don't know. Church can be very detrimental at times to people's faith. So I'm healing. I'm building back my relationship with God. I'm a baby again. I'm learning. So you're going to see me go wrong. And I don't even say go wrong. No. We're taking that vocabulary away. You're going to see me do things that maybe you don't agree with. And that's okay. That's okay. I'm only human. So yeah, I cut my hair. Oh my gosh. Guys, I cut my hair off. Why did I cut my hair? So I think with my hair, so I've been going. Let's just put it that way. I've been going. My mum passed away and I was going. Like, life was happening and I was going. I've spoken about it. I spoke about it in videos that me and Carl got married and I was at a point where I was like, is this the right thing? Even when I was going to get married, I've been going. I've just been going and going and going and going. So it got to a point where I was like, I want to go natural. I just want to like fall in love with my life. Like I said, a lot had happened. I felt more insecure. I felt like I didn't know myself. I felt like I didn't know who I was outside of my marriage. It was a lot. So I was just like on a journey of like finding myself. So I went natural. I went natural because I was already natural, but I started wearing my natural hair out, less wigs, etc. And it was all good. And then I think I dyed my hair black, and then my hair started thinning. I might even post some pictures, I don't know. But my hair really started thinning. And it like was going bald, like literally in the middle. Like it was just a lot. But I realized that I was a doctor's, and I realized it was just stress. I was so stressed, but having to keep going. And the reason why I had to keep going is because I've got a child. I've got my son. I couldn't just stop. I couldn't give up. I couldn't, yeah. So there was a point where now I realized from talking to my therapist, I was battling depression. I was really battling depression. I was going through it. I just about could wake up some days and just do normal things. But I was just putting on a face for the world. Like, I don't know if on Instagram you got that video and it's like, show me you when everyone thought you was okay, but you was depressed. And I got so many videos like that, of videos of me smiling, joking, laughing, but I would be at home after the videos crying, thinking, attacking myself for choices, and like so much stuff. So my hair started to thin, and I realized then that, oh my gosh, sometimes that's why I feel like it's so important, guys, to take care of your mental health. Oh my gosh, like it's so important to take care of you, to take a moment to really like heal. If you're going through anything right now, if there's someone's watching this that's going through a separation, a divorce, grief, like whatever you may be going through, like that is really a lot, just take some time. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself and take some time just to focus on you. I know it's hard with like work, with children, with sometimes you could still be in a relationship and going through these things. I just think like make you a priority. Make you a priority. And yeah, I was just being busy. And being like, you can be busy sometimes doing nothing. Being busy and going nowhere. That's how I felt. I felt like I was just going around in circles, in a cycle, and then my hair was falling out, and I just was like, yeah. There was one day I woke up, I was like, I'm gonna cut it. I found a random Turkish barbers in my area and was like, yeah, cut it all off. And he cut it. And I felt free, and I didn't even know that they say that trauma can be held in your hair. So I just felt so free. I felt lighter. I felt like the beginning of the beginning. Like the cast before, the cast that you guys would have got, as much as I was being true to myself, and I think you lot know that, follow me, that I do try to be true to myself and share my truth and be vulnerable, etc. But I think one thing that I really did was put a lot of pressure on myself to be perfect. So much pressure on myself to be this person, and I got it wrong so many times. Take that vocabulary. I learned so many lessons along the way of the fact that I'm not perfect, and that's right. Like, I'm not Jesus Christ. I am not. So yeah, that's where I'm at. And what more can I say? I don't know where this channel's going. I don't know. I was thinking, should I start a whole new channel? But I already made this my channel. Obviously, we're gonna have to change the name. Obviously, the content is not gonna be exactly the same. It is gonna be my journey. You guys help me think of actually a title that I could use for the YouTube video, but it is gonna be my journey. It is gonna be about healing. It is gonna be about growth. It's gonna be practical things that I did to get myself out of a rut. It's gonna be hair growth. It's gonna be vlogs. You're gonna see Lion. We're gonna talk about what I've learned moving forward about, you know, going into relationships and stuff when you have trauma, understanding your attachment styles, understanding certain things. Help for anyone that is younger, that is maybe like, you know, in a relationship, thinking about being married, and things that you should be asking and things that you should be thinking about before going into a serious relationship. It's going to be all those things. It's going to be my journey to financial freedom. It's a journey I'm on at the moment. It's just going to be my life. It's just going to be my life. So I've been thinking what to call it. I also want to do like talks with people who do you know what it is? I really find podcasts inspiring. I really do want to start a podcast, but I also feel like I love watching visual podcasts, and I love learning from people that have maybe been through similar experiences but come out the other side. It's just an encouragement to me. So that's another thing that I kind of want to put in these, like, have conversations with people. I have some great people around me that are doing amazing things. So yeah, I'm back. I think I'll have a video out. Let's think, tell me, what day do you think a good time, a good day, a good time? How long do you want the videos to be? How often do you want to see vlogs? Some videos that you would want to see. Let me know if you've missed me. But yeah, I'm back, baby. Back with full effect. And we need a new song. I'm gonna think of one. But if you haven't already, subscribe. If you want to go on this journey with me, and it won't just be a journey, or my own journey. I feel like we'll journey together. We'll help each other grow. You'll see. Yeah, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, and let's go, man. Let's go. Bye, guys. Love you.